He alone knew of his remissness in plugging that shot hole, and he alone could decide on his punishment, and this was what he had chosen. This alone could reestablish him in his own eyes, and when the words were spoken, he felt enormous relief and not one single twinge of regret. That was one of my favorite quotes from this book, Mr. Midshipman Hornblower. You guys, this book is something absolutely every man should read. This is the first in the series of the Hornblower books by C.S. Forester. I've only read the first one so far, and it is already in my top 3 series of all time. It is astoundingly good, mostly because this is a book that is just chock full of example after example of how a man should act. Especially this first book, it's just kind of 10 little like short story sequences out of Hornblower's life as a midshipman, and every single one of them just reinforces this idea that what it means to be a man, what it means to act as a man, is when you come to the situation where you have the opportunity to do the right thing, you hold yourself accountable to doing the right thing. That is what a man does. That is the definition of how you act as a man and how you live life as a man. When the moment comes, you hold yourself accountable to doing the right thing. You don't expect someone else to do it. You don't not do it if someone else doesn't do it. You literally hold yourself accountable. You reward and you punish yourself more severely than anyone else does because you know what you were supposed to live up to, right? I cannot tell you how much I freaking loved this book. I don't want to spoil it, but literally the end of this book, I will read you one of the lines without saying what happens. This is the line. He says, "And that was when the devil came to tempt Hornblower as he took another sip of hot rum and water. He had only to keep silence for a day or two, but the devil did not tempt him long, only until he had taken his next sip of rum and water. Then he thrust the devil behind him and met Chrome's eyes again." And then he goes and tells him what he needs to tell him. You guys, just, oh my gosh, this freaking book is so flipping good. You have to get this book. I am going to have this whole entire series. I've already bought the second book. I'm buying them as I read them. And literally this, one of the blurbs on one of them said something about it's an incredible story of the times when ships were made of wood and men were made of steel. And I'm just like, yep. Like this is it. And the thing of this is that these books were written in the 40s, and they are set in the late 1800s or the late 1700s. I'm sorry. And they chronicle the whole story of Hornblower going from a midshipman, the lowest rank on the ships, all the way up to becoming an admiral. And again, like I say, I've only read the first one, but it was so astoundingly good and such just incredible writing and just visceral examples that you can just feel of like, here's the situation, this is what happened, and this is what's going on inside of Hornblower. And it's just this continual battle of, here's the temptation to do the wrong thing, and here's the urging to do the right thing, and which one are you going to choose? And it's just story after story after story of this guy wrestling with this and then thrusting the devil behind him and choosing to do the right thing in the situation. And it is so beyond good. I if I could buy a copy of this for every single man who was like, oh, that sounds interesting, I would gladly have 100 copies of this book in stock and just send them to anybody that asked for them. It is literally that good. It is in my top at least 5, possibly 3 series at this time. I'll withhold judgment because I haven't read the whole series, right? But just so astoundingly good. One of the things that is just super lacking in modern entertainment and modern cultural stuff is that the stories of men that we are given and that we're fed up. If you just take the stories that are coming out now, and even in my lifetime, the stuff that has been written, it's just sliding further and further and further away to this definition of manhood that just sucks. It's just garbage. It's absolute garbage. It has nothing to do with being a man, and it's terrible, and it's not inspiring, and it doesn't give you anything to look up to, and it relies on all this external stuff to make you do something, whatever. No. This is the definition of being a man right here. You go into the situation, you are given the opportunity to choose the right thing or choose the wrong thing, and you make yourself choose the right thing. That's what it actually means. That's what it actually is. That's what being a man is about. It's about choosing to do the manly thing in each and every moment. And this is just, it's so good. Hello.
Please.
Do you want to read this book?
No.
No. You're fired.
I don't want to read that.
You're the worst friend I've ever had. Anyways, please do yourself a favor, buy a copy of this and read this book. Put it at the top of your to-read list right now. It is astoundingly good writing. It is a beautiful example of what it means to be a man in every situation, to grow into a man. He starts out young. He's like 17 in here, right? And it fits so well with this idea that I've been working through recently, that just, you don't ever become a man. You don't ever reach the goal of manhood and now I've attained it and now, nothing can take it away from me, right? It's this continual moment by moment thing where every single moment you have an opportunity to act in a manly way. And if you continue and you stack together enough of those moments, then you'll end up having lived a life as a man. And that's what this book is just beautifully, beautifully illustrates. So yeah, Mr. Midshipman Hornblower, please go get it. It's so good. Please order it. Make it your next read. You will not regret it. I promise. So there you go. If you need some more recommendations, here's my best of 2023. These are all of my favorite books from last year. So check that out and I'll talk to you in the next one.